The twin sons of Ravona, 9 burned low over the western ridge, pouring amber light across the barren plains. The only sound came from the soft hum of biosteer drones returning to their pens, and the dry whisper of sand brushing against the weathered boards of the ranch house. Calderon leaned on the porch rail, hat low, hands rough from years of work. He'd come to this lonely patch of land for quiet. After the wars, after the chaos, after losing too many people he'd once called brothers. The alien frontier didn't care who you were, only that you could work and pay your dues to the sheriff's office. Inside the ranch house, Lyra moved quietly as always. She was different, Zanari, with faintly glowing skin that shimmered blue under the evening light. She'd been sold through an employment broker 2 months back, listed as domestic assistance. She never said much, only worked diligently, always polite. But that evening, when Cal called her in for supper, she didn't answer right away. He heard something drop in the kitchen, followed by a stifled gasp. Cal pushed open the door. Lyra? She was standing by the counter, pale hands gripping the edge. Her left leg trembled violently, her posture uneven, and when she turned, he saw it. The fabric of her long skirt torn near the calf. A trail of silver fluid, not blood, streaked down her shin. Beneath the gash, metal gleamed faintly. Cal froze. What the hell? Lyra's wide eyes flashed with panic. Please, she whispered, her voice trembling. Don't call them. Please. Call who? The sheriff's office. They'll kill me if they find me here. Cal had seen a lot of strange things during his service years. Genetic hybrids, cybernetic war machines, but nothing like her. He knelt slowly, lifting the edge of her skirt enough to see the wound. It wasn't a normal injury. Her skin had split open along a seamless metallic seam, wires coiled underneath. You're half machine, he muttered. She flinched. Not half. I was made, engineered, a weapon that disobeyed. Cal exhaled sharply, rubbing the back of his neck. Damn it, girl. What did you get me into? They said I was broken, she said quietly, voice almost mechanical. They were going to erase me. I ran. That night, Cal couldn't sleep. He sat at the table long after the suns fell behind the hills, a bottle of alien whiskey open beside him. He watched Lyra sit by the fire, her leg wrapped in a torn bedsheet. She didn't speak again, only stared into the flames as if they reminded her of something long gone. Out here, fugitives were nothing new. Smugglers, pirates, deserters. But harboring an illegal construct? That was treason. If the alien sheriff's office found her on his land, they'd seize everything he owned. He looked at her again, small frame, faint blue glow pulsing under her skin, too fragile to be a weapon. You're not going to last long limping like that, he finally said. Her head turned slightly. I can fix myself if I had the tools, but I lost them when I ran. What do you need? She hesitated, as if unsure whether to trust him. A plasma welder, fiber sealant, anything that can fuse synthetic tissue. Cal sighed, finishing his drink. The sheriff's depot sells welders. I'll get one tomorrow. She blinked in disbelief. You do that? Even after knowing what I am? Hell, Cal muttered, standing up. You've been keeping my place running better than any human help I ever hired. That's good enough for me. The next morning, the dusty town of Drywell Junction buzzed under the heat. Cal rode his hoverbike into the market district, nodding at a few traders he knew, but the air felt different, tense. Posters glowed on every wall, marked with the black insignia of the sheriff's office. Wanted, Zanari Construct, Class Z 4-11, extremely dangerous. Report any sightings immediately. A hollow image flickered above the text. It was her. Lyra's face, though colder, devoid of emotion. Cal's heart sank. He bought the tools anyway, quietly, without lingering, and rode back fast, dust kicking up behind him like a warning. When he reached the ranch, Lyra was outside hanging linens, limping slightly. She looked up at him, reading the worry in his face before he spoke. They're hunting you, he said. Whole sheriff's force has your image plastered everywhere. I told you they would. Tell me why. What did you do? She looked away. They made me an orbital foundry. Series Z constructs, built for infiltration and assassination. But I refused orders. I couldn't kill anymore. I tried to shut myself down, but they restarted me, over and over. So I escaped. Cal stared at her, silent. He'd fought in wars where soldiers were replaced by machines. He knew what it meant for something built to destroy, to suddenly choose mercy. Then you're not the monster they say you are, he said softly. She looked at him then, a flicker of something human, or whatever passed for it, in her luminous eyes. 3 nights later, the sheriff's patrol arrived. The thundering of grab bikes broke the desert quiet, lights sweeping across the barren plain. Cal saw them from the porch. 5 armored deputies led by Sheriff Thorne, a hulking reptilian alien with dark crimson scales. They dismounted at the gate. "Evening, Darren," Thorne drawled, his voice like gravel. "Got reports of a Zanari unit seen near your property. You seen anything unusual?" Cal kept his face calm. "Only dust and cattle." Thorne's slitted eyes narrowed. "Mind if we take a look around?" "Your badge lets you do what you want, Sheriff," Cal said coldly. "Just don't spook the herd." The deputies fanned out. Inside the house, Lyra hid in the cellar, her leg humming faintly with power. Cal stood on the porch, forcing his heartbeat to steady as they scanned the outbuildings. Minutes passed like hours. Then a deputy shouted, "Over here!" Heat's signature, in the barn. Cal's blood ran cold. Thorne's smirk widened. "Well, now what V we got?" Before he could move, Cal grabbed the plasma welder from beside the door and ran toward the barn. He saw Lyra stumble out, her glowing form revealed in the deputy's scanner lights. "Hands where I can see 'em," one of them barked. But before they could fire, Cal stepped between them. "She ain't hurting nobody," he yelled. "She's a military weapon," Thorne hissed, raising his pulse rifle. "Property of the council. Step aside, human." Cal didn't move. "You'll have to shoot me first." Thorne sneered. "Don't test me, Darren. You're already in violation of planetary code. Then write me up." The next moment, everything exploded into chaos. A deputy lunged forward. Lyra's instincts flared. Her hands ignited with white plasma energy, deflecting a bolt meant for Cal. The shot hit a fuel tank, erupting in flame. The barn blazed instantly, smoke rising into the night sky. Cal grabbed Lyra's arm. "Run!" They sprinted into the desert, chased by lights and plasma fire. The dry earth scorched beneath their feet. Lyra stumbled, her injured leg slowing her down. "Go," she gasped. "They'll kill you for this." "Not without a fight," Cal growled. He dragged her behind a rocky ridge, firing back with his old war pistol, rusty but still deadly. 2 deputies went down before Thorne's heavy rifle pinned them with suppressive fire. "Give her up, Darren." Thorne roared. "She's not worth dying for." Cal crouched low, breathing hard. "Maybe not to you," he muttered, reloading. "But someone's got to give a damn." The firefight raged until dawn. Then silence. When the smoke cleared, only Cal and Lyra remained among the rocks, their clothes scorched, the sheriff's hoverbikes burning in the distance. Thorne had escaped, barely, but his men were gone. Lyra's systems flickered weakly. Her voice trembled. "You shouldn't have done that." Cal looked at her, eyes soft despite the exhaustion. "Guess I ain't as quiet as I thought." She managed a faint smile. "They'll come again. More will follow. Then we'll be ready." He helped her stand, half carrying her back to what was left of the ranch. The flames had died, leaving only blackened ruins. She turned to him then, something resolute in her gaze. "I can't stay. They'll destroy you for helping me." Cal shook his head. "You saved my life back there. Seems fair I return the favor." "You don't understand," she said, her glowing eyes brightening. "They track my kind by core signature. If I go far enough, they'll stop searching here." Cal hesitated. "And where will you go?" She looked toward the horizon where the suns were rising. "There's a scrapyard beyond the Cobalt Ridge. Old machines, dead satellites. I can hide there. Maybe build a transmitter. Send a signal to others like me." Cal's throat tightened. "Others?" "Yes. Not all of us obeyed. Some hid, pretending to be workers or slaves. If they know I'm alive, they'll rise too." He nodded slowly. "Then you better go do that." She stepped closer, her hand trembling as she touched his chest. "Thank you, Calderon, for seeing me as more than what I was made to be." He swallowed hard. "Just come back someday. I'll keep the porch light on." She smiled faintly, then turned and walked into the morning light, her figure fading against the dunes. 3 weeks later, the alien sheriff's office returned with reinforcements. They found the ranch abandoned, half burnt. Cal was gone. Rumors spread fast across Ravona, 9. Some said the quiet human had been executed. Others claimed he'd joined the outlaw circuits, smuggling escape synthetics off-world. But the truth was stranger. Satellite scans showed an energy surge deep in the Cobalt Ridge, where an unknown signal pulsed nightly across the stars. The message, decrypted by the sheriff's text, contained only 2 words in galactic standard: "We live." And beneath it, a faint human signature code: "C. Darren." The sheriff's office sealed the report, embarrassed by what they called an incident of human interference. But out in the desert, where the wind whispered through twisted metal and old machinery, the light of a small fire glowed. A human man sat beside a figure with luminous blue skin, repairing a new metal limb. You sure this'll work? Cal asked. Lyra nodded, her voice steady now. It already has. They call me a weapon, but you made me something else. He smiled faintly. What's that? Free.